Okay, we're back with sound now. Good. Okay. I knew I shouldn't have reorganized things. I'm running out of USB ports still, and I haven't got. I've got a. I've got a 3-port USB 3 hub and a 4-port USB 2. I just need to go out and get a 7-port or a 10-port. Alright. Well, let's get on with what we were doing last night. My cherry switches arrived. So, nice bag of cherry switches. And I just threw some LEDs on the ground. There's a few modifications I've had to make, but we'll finish this board up. So what do I need? Four of them. The first and biggest annoying thing I found with these particular cherry switches is that there's no tactile on them. They're just like a normal push button. I shouldn't say tactile. There's no click. They're just straight push down. So I've ordered a bunch of blue cherry switches, which hopefully will have a nice tactile feel. The next problem I've got, let's see, I have to bring the microscope up for this one. Oops. Come on, bend a little SOB. Alright, the next problem I've got is that the LED spacing is wrong. The gap from here to these LED holes is too short. It needs to be down around about here. So that necessitates that I have to respin the board, but I'm planning on doing that anyway. In the meantime, what I need to do is drill out the little LED holes that they've got here. These are just for the LED legs. See these, that hole there? I just got to drill them out. And then that will allow me to just squeeze in an LED. When I fit it down, trouble it. Well, I guess I don't need the click, but I want the click. So, oh, I see what you're saying. You need the click as in you're telling me that you gotta have the click, man. It's not right without the click. Now I understand. Okay, what am I going for? I've got a 1.8 mil bit here. There. Now it should be just... Yeah, you can see the holes down there. If I put 1.8 in there, it should be just safe of ruining the switch, I think. Yep. Okay. And I gotta do that with all of them. Now I could put surface mount LEDs down, but I found they obstruct. Let's see, I'll show you what I mean. Let's see, microscope primary. I'll show you edge on. Well, you can see how you can't really too well. You can see how the LED stops the switch from sitting down flush. So what I've done in my next revision already is I've pulled the resistor and the LED down into this section here so it doesn't obstruct. But what was I doing? I was drilling out switches. There we go. Next victim. Fortunately, I found a place in Australia that has blue cherry switches, and they can do them express post. So that does. Hopefully, I'll get them before the end of the week. Chances are, though, I probably won't see them until Tuesday next week. Trying to think, I really need to get this bottom one off. Damn. We'll solder this one in. Oh, is everybody dead or is it gone quiet? Do not tell me I just broke the tip off my soldering iron. Oh, must have just been a little bit of solder. Yeah, everyone's asleep. Yeah, it seems that way. Was it too early for you guys? Well, I'll put all the rest of the resistors on. Well, it's okay. You're allowed to be mesmerized. Ow! That light's a little low. Hopefully by the end of the evening, when I've done this, we'll be able to test it live on this stream. Okay. And yeah, I've already modified all of the existing board design to have those resistors and everything down lower. So most cases it's usually it takes me 3 shots before I get it right. Sometimes, rarely, I get it in 2. And this may be one of those rare ones. Because I think that the design's pretty close already. You wouldn't think these resistors would push up the switch that much, but they do. Oh, for goodness sake, come on. That was the wrong solder. That was one of my multi-core ones. This here is disgusting me. I'm gonna get that off and put a 220 on there anyway. That's a 150. I had a bit of drama earlier today. I was trying to debug something. And I sort of went around in circles pretty bad for a bit. And it all turned out to be a dumb mistake, as it usually is. Basically, I couldn't get my second light to come up. It just refused. No matter what I tried, even my test program wouldn't work. And it turns out that the code I was modifying was not the code that I was compiling, which explains why when I tried to compile it, it was like, you haven't made any changes, man. And I thought it was a faulty make file, but it wasn't. It was just I was editing the wrong file. I was editing my backup file, my file that said, this is the first successful code base, use it as your reference going forward. And yeah, wasn't actually supposed to be using it. I even changed the 18 mega. I was thinking maybe I'd blown my output ports or something, so I changed it from the 168 down to the 48, which is kind of what I wanted to do anyway. Alright, that's pretty goddamn ugly now. They're all so hideous. Joys of prototypes. So you can see I've been digging around in here pretty bad. Pulling the switches out, pulling the LEDs out. Trying to find out why the hell it wasn't working. Okay, it looks like I've got to clear up that LED port hole. And that's right, I've got to flip an LED on the back. You need to come off. Too many windows open, compile the wrong thing. Yep. It's not the first time I've done it, and it's definitely not going to be the last time I've done it. Do it. I know there's been plenty of times I've wasted half a day because of that. It doesn't matter whether it's C code or a website. It happens. Okay. No, I need that still. Hey, Cormac. The stupid thing is I didn't even have that many windows open. I just had the two. But the problem was that I wrote a copy through Vim, but I used the wrong Vim command to write it, and so it preserved the original, wrote the new, and then changed the buffer to point to the new one. And naturally, I didn't notice. Alrighty, let's get these switches and LEDs on. The only thing I've got to work out is I'm going to use green LEDs for the main four, but then I'm wondering whether I should use another color for the other two. Now I've got these, I've got yellow, red, and green. So where's my flippin'? Yeah, these are LEDs from an old Christmas build-it-yourself project. I think they came with 150 odd LEDs each, and they were selling for $2 for the whole kit. So I just sort of grabbed every kit I could find in the store. Because I mean, $2 or so for a whole bunch of 3mm LEDs. It was pretty good going back then. I think they're about 10 years old now. So yeah, I've got, so these four here I'll have as green, but then I'm trying to decide, I might have these as red or orange. I don't have orange. No, I've got yellow or red. You need thicker solder for that. Turn on my fume extractor. Yeah, with the LEDs, see, I'm planning on using the two end ones as sort of like a mute or a stop-start type thing. So I think I'm going to do stop-start, then I think I'll probably have that as red. So to indicate you are live. That's upside down. No, yes, no. Wow, there's not much clearance at all for those LEDs. It's going to be a tight fit. I was listening to the recording from last night with the fume extractor on, and I'm quite surprised how decent the audio is, considering how loud the fume extractor is. I still need to muffle it though. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Hey, Greg. I should have fed the LEDs through as I set the switches down. There we go. Let's see if this even works at this point. All right. All right. We'll have to get that one out and rework it. Hey, what are you doing back on there? I think what I'll also have to do for this particular, because it's got to be a radio switch style, these four need to be that only one of them can be toggled at any given time. So that's where the firmware modification is going to be a required thing. I think I'll make one a yellow and one a red. This one down here, I think I will make for start-stop streaming, and the other one I will have for mute, no mute. At least the nice thing is I can always change it. Just realised I can't even see what I'm doing. Wrong way. Maybe should stop. Maybe stop should be a button combination to avoid accidentally shutting down the stream. That's an idea too. I guess we'll give it a go. I don't have to assign anything to it right now. Oh, the other thing is though that OBS will confirm first. Like if I press it, then it will sort of go, you know, do you really want to shut down? Or did you just stuff up? Alright, now we've got the fun one because we have to actually get this back off. Fortunately, seems I was smart enough not to completely solder that. Thank goodness for that. I just tacked it in rather than... Ah! Multicolored LED would be nice. Maybe I'll look at that in the next revision. Yeah, you didn't suck it all up, buddy. Come on, you gotta suck it all up. Ah, damn it, you haven't. Okay, you did your job pretty good. You didn't. I might have to just pull out mother flippin' heck, that hurt. Sorry. Soldering iron to the finger. Classic. Come on, etchicum. These switches are not easy to get out. Hopefully that didn't do too much damage. Only a little bit. It'll live. As long as I don't do it too many more times. Yeah, I noticed the soldering iron's hot. Who would have thought? into the rubbish with you. Make it easier for myself by threading the LED first, rather than afterwards. Paper towel. I actually do have enough data pins I can do a multicolor LED. Because I'm only using 6 switches there, it leaves a good 10 or so, I think. Certainly 8 data pins. So there's plenty there for me to do some color toggling. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Yeah, it's pretty filthy what's on there. Okay. Actually, I wonder if I don't have some keycaps. I'll be back in a second. What? The little boy still outside. Little boy. Yeah. Okay. G'day, fixing things. Alright. Let's see. You guys are all different. This way. They're all different sizes. Oh, that's no fun. So, what movie did you watch, Fixing Things? Yeah, I don't even know if the LEDs will get through that. It's a bit thick. Try camera off. Yeah, the LEDs are not going to get through that. I need transparent. Yeah, my N2 ones aren't working. And why aren't they working? Oh. Where are they? Well, they're definitely reporting. Let's see if I extend. Well, that's not good. I want to be able to see those. So does anyone know if you can get transparent keycaps for Cherry switch keys? So much for that brilliant idea. Oh well. Mountain between us. Oh, Kate Winslet. No. Alright, now we have to start coding again. Fun. might switch over to the microscope primary. Or is that not going? That's not going to work. Just this background here is jumping around a bit. Oh well. Transparent keys. Okay, I'll have to have a look at those once it's done. No. Okay, so the main thing we initially want is that we need this to be radio button behavior. That is, only one at a time can be on. The other thing is we do have to get our, our red and yellows running. So, time to now go look and see what's needed. How am I going to do this? Crap, wrong one. Yeah, that'll suffice. Thanks, fixing things. Now, probably the reason why the red and the blue aren't, the red and the yellow aren't coming up is because, oh man, I really need a bigger window here. I'm blind, being this shrunken down. That's it. I'm killing the background. There. That'll do. All right. It is because I haven't mapped them here. Haha. I'll explain it. The reason why these are backwards is because when I was routing this board, I was feeling lazy and even when I have to put in an extra 0 ohm jumper. So I thought, that's okay, I'll just route, cross the pins over. And now it means I have to compensate for it in software. Alright, that should get us, if we flash that, that should get us our LEDs up. At least you can do it in software, better than not being able to. And now we want to well, it didn't work anyway. And now I've got to find out why. I'm just going over the schematic, find out what I've overlooked. So PB4 should activate the LED on PC5. So PB4 should activate PC5. Well, I've got that there, but what I don't have is the data port set to the right direction there, which is why. So I was probably trying to do it, but because that was set to just be a normal input pin, it wouldn't have pushed anything. Hey Joshua. Okay, let's try that again. It really sucks not having multiple spare USB ports. And we've got our yellow, and we've got our red. Awesome. Okay, next step is the toggles. So there we go. So basically anything that's between PB0 and PB3, if there's a bit in there, then all the rest get wiped out. So this is going to be interesting. Or is it? Actually, it's not going to be that hard at all. All I have to do is preset what the bit field's going to look like. And preset equals and we basically what this is going to do is every time a key is pressed, then all of the PC or is this going to be? Oh, it's not going to be quite that easy actually. Or is it? I need to XOR it. Yeah, I need a temp port will do it. Actually, preset equals pin C. So we get the state of the pins, which will let us know which one's currently active, if any. That's the other thing. We need to start out. There's going to be a bit of an issue here because I can't make the PC tell the board what scene is by default. Then when Open Broadcaster starts, there's no way that the computer can say we're starting on scene 1 or whatever. I mean, I guess it does by default. The highlighting of the LEDs will only commence once you've actually pressed something, even if it's the same scene. So there's nothing preloaded, so to speak. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. Yeah, that's the only trouble with having assumed status. Sorry, I'm gonna have a think here. I may have to forgo the. What a pain. Fixing things, yeah. I was actually going to mention that I hadn't seen him in the last week or so. I hope he hasn't had the flu bad or pneumonia or anything, because I know he was battling it off the other week. I was meaning to message him this evening and ask him how he was going. Because normally he pops up pretty much every day or two for me. Hey, Farphone. I'm getting bogged down on this, and I know there's a simple way around it, and I'm just missing it right now. The other thing is, if you hit the button and the LED is already on, then it's not going to do. You don't want it to do anything. You want it to just stay there. So basically, what we're doing is if that is 0, then we toggle it. Yeah, maybe he's busy with the gaming. I don't know. It's just normally I do just see him a lot more regularly, so might be worth checking that out. I really don't like that code. It's hideous. I will work out a more efficient way of doing this later, once I've proved it to myself. Come to think about it, I don't even need to test to see if it's already low. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just set it. I didn't even have to toggle it or anything, I just set it. Ugh, I knew there was an easy way here. It's just simply this. That's all it is. Except... except no, it's not quite that. Damn it! It's that. The reason for this FO mask at the start is so that it sets... although that's not even what I want even. God damn it. And the lower 4 bits. And them. And them. That's what I want. Right. Let's see if my theory works or if that's a big load of bollocks. Hey Krajo, just realised you were there. Woohoo, nothing works. In fact... Sorry. That key press must have gone through. I don't have 1080 on the E550, but I do have an external screen that's doing it. I think I need to pre-compose. I'm not sure why that's not working, to be honest. Maybe I need the invert. No, that'll toggle things off. Okay, so that should clear the lower 4 bits. And then this should set whichever bit I want. In theory. I hate it when you sometimes get to a point with the coding, your brains all fall out, and then I don't know what happened there, and that wasn't me. Something just killed my connection. Okay. Which will probably cause me to mute this by accident. Let me move the mouse out of the way. That's good. That's interesting. Okay, these two will... Right. That's the next bug to work out. Okay, the bug is I only want this mapping here to occur if... Actually, why is that even occur? Oh, I know why. No, that doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, it does. If mass PV4. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. The problem was I was masking off the bits, or clearing out the bits for no matter which key press I had, rather than just for the 4. Okay. At this stage, a lot of people are going to be saying, why the hell do you even bother? Why don't you just go and buy one of the display things. What? What? Of course. Welcome to life of programming, where every time you think you got it right, you've got one step to go. Okay. And we now have proper behavior. And I probably muted myself then, didn't I? I did. Yep. Alright, so what I want to do is make these the scene switch selections. There. Which means I have to set up the codes in the code. Vim. That's what I'll probably do is make them, let's see, F5, F6, F7, F8. So if we're effectively going to make them so they press Shift F5, Shift F6, Shift F7, Shift F8 to change our scenes. And I guess we'll change these to 9 and 10. Or actually 11 and 12. Okay. All right. Like I said again, the real problem this is going to be the coherence between what that's showing and what is actually on Open Broadcaster. It always seems so much easier initially. So first thing we'll do is we'll change the mute to that one up there, which is Shift F11. Oops. Shift F11. Oh, god damn. And then my scenes. Shift F5. Shift F6. Shift F7. Shift F8. Alright, if this has gone right, then I should be able to now change scenes pressing these buttons. So that should be just the scene. No, it hasn't worked. Why didn't you work? someone else capturing those? Mute works. That's typical. Hotkeys. So here we go. Still not changing. I wonder why that's happened. Why it's not doing that. Did I reflash it? I must have. Maybe I've got my mappings wrong. Couldn't you just press the hotkey? I am skills. That is a brilliant suggestion. What that is really, oh my goodness, I can't believe I actually didn't think of that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The things you don't think of. Okay, let's see what this comes up with. Okay, you reckon it's that Shift F8? Oh, okay. Let's see. C922 primary. Shift F7. Weird. I'm going down the range. Still doesn't make sense. Microscope only. (922). There we go. Okay, let's see if that works. That's weird. It's genuinely not changing in here. I'm just going to restart Broadcaster and see if that works. So give me a second. Weird. Alright, let's see if this works. Nope. Okay, I'm obviously doing something wrong here. In the hotkeys setup on Open Broadcaster, I have set the key combos by pressing the things on there to the show microscope or show whatever. Or maybe I'm meant to go switch to scene. I think that's the problem. I think I need to do switch to scene. Okay, microscope primary, switch to scene. Clear. 922 primary, switch to scene. Clear. Microscope only, switch to scene. 922 only, switch to scene. Apply. Okay, let's try that. Still nothing. Oh yeah, wait, we've got to change. The microscope primary is right. 922 primary is right. Microscope only is right. There we go, it works. So, fantastic. Thank you for that, home skills. It works. Brilliant. The only one we haven't assigned is, now let's see if I can get this right. That one there? No. Yeah, clear this stuff off. The only one we haven't assigned is this one. I don't know what that does. Fortunately, nothing at the moment. Okay. Alright. Well, that's pretty much that. Now the question is, where the hell do I mount this thing? It's like, it's got to go somewhere on my desk. Maybe down here. I don't know, maybe off the edge. Not sure I'll find a place for it. Trying to think if I should make that active on the startup to indicate that audio is active. But at least we know it works. And we know now that the software is working properly. It'll be nice when I get the blue keys though, and the new circuit boards. I probably won't build another one with this particular circuit board. I will spin the new boards and get them delivered. Mind you, I mean, there's nothing profoundly wrong with this one. I guess it's just like if I want to be pedantic. Lawrence. Oh my god, calling me by my middle name. Put an eye level in front of me in the desk. Well, I could try that. The microscope's kind of in the way. But, like, I mean, I suppose I could put it on, like, about up here. Let's have a look. Like about there. Oops. See, the trouble is, see, if I put it there, then the microscope's in the way. Darn you, microscope. I suppose I could put it just off to the side here. Or I could redesign the whole workbench. At least I do have an extension for the USB. Let's see. This is awesome. Love it. I do enjoy making my own little silly projects. Am I going to sell the eye level for a quick glance to see? Well, that's a good idea, Paul. No, I do agree. That is a good idea. May not be the best for access. Well, if I offset it a little bit to one side, it's probably going to work. So I have got plans of redoing this fume hood so that it actually becomes a combination fume hood and clean air box. So on the one side, I'm going to be sucking up all the fumes. On the other side, I'm going to be blowing out cleaner air than what's around me. So I may as well sort of use that duality for a good purpose. Like often when I'm trying to put iPhone or phone protector screens on, the last thing you want is dust. So I figured I could have a semi-clean hood using the output of the extractor, and that should hopefully stop some dust landing on my screens as I'm doing them. Let's see. IM skills. Yeah, I can send you a board if you want. I'm not really planning on selling them or anything. I'm just going to put the source code and the design up on GitHub or something like that as a free to download thing. I mean, you can expand this out to however many buttons you want. I just sort of figured for me 4 is a pretty good start. No doubt for each of those 4 scenes you could probably have another 4 buttons that indicate the individual sources within that scene that you can turn on and off. I guess that's why you end up with things like those, 5x5 or 6x6 matrix boards that have programmable keycaps in them. So I guess if you're that serious, then yeah, I mean you're probably better off much better getting off one of those things. This here is more for just a really basic setup. Let's see. Redesign the whole workbench seems cost-wise. Well, I mean, I'm thinking of doing it anyway. It's not the bench top itself that I'm thinking of changing, but just the shelf and the fume hood enclosure, just to try and make it a little more integrated. And also the top of the whole fume hood and clean air box would then become the shelf. So on top of it would sit my power supply, hot air and things like that. Could you push 2 buttons at once to get an extra 2 buttons? That's a good question. I don't know if you can. I don't even know what happens when you do that. I suppose I should try. Wish me luck. We get, I think it's whichever one comes off last. So both register, but the one that is released last wins. Oh, that's pretty nifty. What is the time anyway? Okay, 1:30. I probably should be packing it up. Bit of a long one, this one. Anyway, I thank you all for popping around and sitting with me while I chew through this little project. And it's if you, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, if you are interested in this project, just either send me a message or something. Well, I'll put it with the source code for this in a GitHub sort of upload, along with the Eagle boards, the Gerbers and things like that. I suspect a lot of people probably want to modify the circuit board design to suit their own wants. Squeeze it and shuffle it around. Suit the components that they've got on hand. Like I'm using the Mini A USB connector, and not too many people use those anymore. I only use them because I've got a reel of a couple of hundred, so may as well. Anyway, you'll take care, and I will catch up with you another time. And until then, I'll see you later.